I've been to London so many times, and every single trip feels different. It's like this incredible giant city that keeps revealing new sides of itself. You can turn one corner and bam, you're looking at centuries of history. And then you turn another and you're in the middle of this raw, creative energy.
And that really gets at the heart of it, right? It's a city that doesn't just lay all its cards on the table. It whispers its secrets. You find them in these little alleyways and hidden spots. And today we're going to tune in and listen to some of its absolute best stories. But before we really get going, I've got a little puzzle for you. Think about this. High above the busy city streets, on a totally normal-looking rooftop, something happened that became an absolute legend in music history. Stick around because we are definitely going to solve this mystery by the end.
Okay, so here's our plan. We're going to start right at the heart of British history and power. Then we'll cruise down its famous river. After that, we'll dive into the city's creative, chaotic side, check out some modern marvels, and I'll wrap it all up with some essential tips for your own trip.
First stop, the big ones. We're talking about the buildings that were literally designed to make your jaw drop, to project power, and to be the backdrop for some of the most important moments in British history.
I mean, just look at this timeline. We're not talking about a couple hundred years here. We're talking about almost 1,000 years of history, all standing right there for you to see today. From William the Conqueror's fortress to the Queen's front door, these places have seen it all.
And these aren't just old buildings, they are packed with the most incredible stories. For instance, did you know that the entire kingdom's fate supposedly rests on 6 ravens living at the Tower of London? Or that almost every single monarch since 1066 was crowned in Westminster Abbey? And Buckingham Palace isn't some museum, it's a working office with 775 rooms. Wild, right? Down in the crypt of St. Paul's, you can even find legends like Admiral Nelson.
Okay, let's head to the water. The River Thames. It's so much more than a river, it's the artery that has pumped life into London for centuries. It's the city's main stage, really. So you've got 2 amazing ways to see the city from the river's edge. You can go high, up on the London Eye, and literally watch the city unfold beneath you like a giant living map. Or you can get on a river cruise and just watch all the famous landmarks glide past like you're in a movie. Honestly, it's a win-win. And speaking of icons, let's talk about Tower Bridge. When you go up to those high-level walkways, you're standing exactly 43.5 meters. That's about 143 feet above the River Thames.
But here's the cool part. You can look straight down, through a glass floor. Now you're probably thinking, just how strong is that glass? Well, it's strong enough to hold the weight of
6 elephants. Yeah, 6 elephants. Can you believe that? What an incredible feat of engineering. It's just a perfect example of how London mixes its history with some seriously cool modern touches. All right, let's switch gears. We're moving away from the royal history and diving headfirst into the city's beating heart. This is where you find the pure energy, the art, the chaos, the stuff that makes London so cool. And here's the thing that blows my mind every time. So much of this world-class culture is completely free. You can see the actual Rosetta Stone that unlocked ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. You can stare at a Van Gogh painting, or you can stand under a massive blue whale skeleton, and it won't cost you a penny to walk in the door. And then you have Camden Market. If the museums are London's polished, curated side, Camden is its loud, messy, wonderfully chaotic soul. Just picture this explosion of street food smells, unbelievable fashion, and art everywhere you look. It's a total sensory overload in the best possible way. All right, ready to jump back to the present day? We're going from a garden in the sky to a moment that literally changed music history. And you know what that means? It is finally time to solve that rooftop mystery. But first, the Sky Garden. Okay, this is genuinely one of my favorite spots in the whole city. It's this beautiful green oasis way up at the top of a skyscraper, and the views are just insane. And here's the best part, it's totally free to book a visit. A bit of an insider secret, and so worth it. Okay, deep breath. Are you ready? Let's go back to that ordinary London rooftop that became the stuff of legend. So, picture this. It's January 30th, 1969. The Beatles, the biggest band in the world, just walk out onto the roof of their office building during lunchtime and start playing. No announcement, no tickets, it was a complete surprise. The music just flooded the streets below, stopping traffic, stopping everything. And that impromptu 42-minute jam session, it turned out to be the last time they ever played a live public performance together. What a way to say goodbye. So now that you're probably buzzing with ideas, let's get practical for a second. If you're planning your own trip, here are a few things you absolutely need to know. First off, the weather. Look, London is famous for having 4 seasons in one day, and it's not really a joke. So my number one tip is simple. Layers. Wear layers. As you can see, winters are chilly and summers are pretty nice, but you should always have a small umbrella handy. Trust me on this one.
Getting around the city is actually part of the fun. You can ride the tube, which is the oldest subway system in the world. You can grab a seat on the top deck of a double-decker bus for amazing views. You can even fly 90 meters above the Thames in a cable car. Oh, and you have to take a walk across the Millennium Bridge. It really does wobble, just a little bit.
So, from ancient ravens to rooftop rock concerts, we've really only just scratched the surface. The thing about London is, no matter how many times you go, it always feels like it's keeping a little something back, just for you to find on your next